God is trying to warn you. He is begging you to hear Him. This is His last attempt. If you skip this, you will get into huge trouble. Do not scroll past this moment because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. And if you ignore it, you may miss something that was meant to protect you and change your path forever. I am speaking to you directly, not to a crowd, not to a stranger, but to you because I see what is coming and I refuse to stay silent. This is not fear without purpose. It is a warning filled with love because I want to stop what is ahead before it reaches you. You have been distracted, and that distraction is exactly what has been pulling you away from what could save you. Listen closely because every word carries weight and every second matters more than you realize. Type Amen if you believe. I am not raising my voice to control you. I am calling out because you have been standing at a turning point without even knowing it. There is something forming around you. Something that does not come from me, and it has been waiting for the moment you stop paying attention. You have felt small signs, a discomfort, a quiet sense that something is not right. Yet you brushed it aside thinking it would pass. I am telling you now that it will not pass on its own unless you wake up and face it with me. I am reaching for you because I do not want you to walk into trouble that could have been avoided. You think you have time, but time has been moving faster than you notice. And the window to correct your path is narrowing. I see every step you are about to take, and I see where it leads if you continue without awareness. This is why I am speaking now with urgency, not to scare you but to pull you back before the consequences unfold. There are decisions you have been making lightly that carry heavier outcomes than you expected. You cannot keep walking blindly and expect protection without listening to my voice. You are not being warned because you are abandoned. You are being warned because you are deeply seen and cared for. I do not beg those I do not love, and I do not call out to those I have forgotten. The fact that you are hearing this right now means you are still within reach of change and protection. But you must understand that ignoring this call will not leave things the same. Silence after a warning creates consequences that could have been avoided if you had chosen to listen. There is something specific you have been ignoring, and you know it even as you hear these words. It could be a relationship that has been draining you, a habit that has been weakening you, or a decision that has been pulling you away from peace. You kept telling yourself it is not that serious. But deep inside you felt a quiet resistance. That resistance was not doubt. It was my voice trying to guide you. I am asking you now to stop dismissing it and start paying attention to what it is trying to show you. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel, your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Type yes to affirm. I need you to slow down and become aware of your surroundings, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. You have been moving through your days on autopilot, reacting instead of reflecting, choosing comfort over truth. This is how trouble grows without being noticed. And by the time it reveals itself, it feels overwhelming. But I am stepping in before that point because I do not want you to face something alone that you could have avoided with awareness. I am calling you to wake up. Not tomorrow, not later, but now. There are people around you whose influence is not aligned with the path I have prepared for you. You have felt it in conversations that left you uneasy and in moments where your peace was quietly disturbed. You kept trying to adjust yourself to fit situations that were not meant for you. That is where the danger begins when you ignore the misalignment and continue as if everything is fine. I am telling you to step back and see clearly because not every connection is meant to stay in your life. You are stronger than you think, but strength without direction can still lead you into harm. I am not questioning your ability. I am guiding your focus. The warning is not about your weakness. It is about the path you are currently walking. If you continue without correction, the outcome will not reflect the future I intended for you. That is why I am speaking now, because there is still time to shift, still time to choose differently, still time to move back into alignment. You have been standing in a place where confusion has been clouding your judgment, and that confusion has not been accidental. It has been slowly shaping your decisions, making you doubt what you once knew was right. Type 777 to receive blessings. There is a pattern in your life that you have overlooked, and it has been repeating itself in different forms. You have noticed the outcomes, but you did not stop to examine the cause behind them. I am showing you now that what keeps returning is not coincidence. It is a result of choices that were made without listening to my guidance. You have been trying to fix things on the surface while the root remained untouched. Until you face the root, the cycle will continue. And that is the trouble I'm trying to keep you from stepping into again. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. You have been carrying a weight that was never meant for you. And it has been draining your energy little by little. At first, it felt manageable, something you could handle on your own. But over time it grew heavier. That weight is not just responsibility. It is the result of holding on to things I asked you to release. You thought letting go would make you weaker. But in truth, holding on has been the thing weakening you. I am asking you now to release what does not belong to you because it is pulling you closer to a place you do not need to be. There are thoughts that have been speaking to you, and not all of them come from a place of truth. Some of those thoughts have been planting doubt, fear, and hesitation, making you question your own direction. You started believing them without realizing. They were leading you away from clarity. I am reminding you that not every voice in your mind deserves your trust. You must learn to recognize the difference between guidance that brings peace and noise that creates confusion. You have also been ignoring the signs I placed in front of you, thinking they were too small to matter. But those small signs were meant to guide you step by step, gently redirecting you before things became difficult. When you ignored them, the path became harder. Not because I wanted it that way, but because you moved without direction. I am not blaming you. I am helping you see what happened. So you can choose differently now. Awareness is the beginning of change, and you are being given that awareness right now. Type 1212. If you trust in Jesus, there is something you need to understand clearly, and I want you to hold on to it. Trouble does not always appear suddenly. It builds quietly over time when warnings are ignored. You have been closer to that trouble than you realize, but you are not trapped in it yet. That is why this moment matters so much, because it is your chance to step away before it reaches you. I am not just warning you. I am giving you a way out. You need to start paying attention to what you feel when you're about to make a decision. That hesitation you feel is not weakness. It is awareness trying to guide you. When something feels off, do not rush past it just to stay comfortable. Comfort has been keeping you in places that are not meant for you. I am calling you to choose truth over comfort. Even when it feels difficult at first, there is also a habit you have been holding on to that has been quietly affecting your direction. You told yourself it is harmless, something you can manage, but it has been shaping your thoughts and actions more than you admit. Small habits can create large consequences when they are repeated without reflection. I am asking you to take an honest look at what you have been doing daily. Change does not begin with big actions. It begins with small shifts that are made consistently. You are not being asked to become perfect. You are being asked to become aware and willing. I am not expecting you to fix everything at once. But I do expect you to stop ignoring what needs attention. You have the strength to change what is necessary, and I am here to guide you through it. But you must take the first step by acknowledging what you have been avoiding. Denial will only lead you closer to the trouble I am trying to protect you from. There are also moments where you felt peace, a quiet assurance that everything would be okay, and you wondered where that feeling came from. That was me reminding you that you are not alone. Even when things feel uncertain, I have not left you, and I will not leave you. But I will not stay silent when I see danger ahead. My voice may feel strong right now, but it is rooted in care, not anger. I am calling you back to safety, back to clarity, back to the path that leads to peace. You need to understand that your future is not fixed. It is shaped by the choices you make today. What you decide in this moment will influence what comes next. This is not about fear. It is about responsibility and awareness. You have been given the ability to choose, and that choice carries weight. I am asking you to choose wisely, not just for now but for what lies ahead. There is still time, but you must not waste it by delaying your response. Every delay gives space for confusion to return and take control again. I want you to act with clarity, not with panic but with purpose. You know what needs to change. Even if you have been avoiding it, this is your moment to face it with courage and move forward in a different direction. When you walk with awareness, you do not stumble into danger as easily as before. That is why I am continuing to speak, because you are now in a place where you can truly receive what I am showing you. Type 10 to claim miracles. There is a direction you were about to take, and it looked harmless on the surface, but it was not aligned with what I prepared for you. You were moving toward it slowly, convincing yourself that it would work out. Even though something inside you felt unsettled, that unsettled feeling was not confusion. It was a warning that you chose to quiet. I am bringing it back to your attention because it still matters. You cannot move forward with peace if you ignore what is trying to protect you. Why is the government working so hard to bury this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just exposed a second brain ritual now allowing regular people to clear debt and invite unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is transforming financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it's all becoming possible. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You've been giving your attention to things that drain you. Instead of things that strengthen you, your energy has been scattered, your focus divided, and your sense of direction weakened because of it. When your focus is not aligned, your decisions become uncertain, and that is when mistakes begin to form. I am calling you to bring your focus back to what truly matters. You do not need to carry everything. You need to choose what deserves your attention. There is also a moment from your recent past that keeps returning to your mind and you have been trying to push it away. That moment is not returning to disturb you. It is returning to teach you something you missed the first time. You made a choice in that moment that did not bring you peace and you felt it immediately. Instead of reflecting on it, you moved on quickly hoping it would not matter. I am telling you now that it does matter because it is connected to the path you are on today. Type 222. If you trust God, you are not being reminded of your past to feel guilt. You are being reminded so you can learn and move differently. Growth comes from understanding what went wrong and choosing not to repeat it. You cannot build a better path if you keep ignoring the lessons that are meant to guide you. I am helping you see clearly so you can step forward with wisdom instead of repeating patterns. This is how you move away from trouble and into stability. There is also something you need to release emotionally. Something you have been holding on to even though it no longer serves you. It may be resentment, regret, or even fear that has been quietly sitting inside you. You have learned to carry it as if it is normal, but it has been affecting your thoughts and your decisions. When you carry emotional weight, it influences the way you see situations and people. I am asking you to let it go. Not because it is easy, but because it is necessary for your peace. You must also become aware of how you speak to yourself because your inner words shape your actions. You have been too harsh on yourself at times, and that harshness has been creating doubt instead of growth. I do not speak to you with condemnation. I guide you with truth and patience. You need to learn to do the same within yourself. When your inner voice becomes aligned with truth, your decisions become clearer and your path becomes steadier. There is a shift happening right now, and it is not something you can see with your eyes, but you can feel it if you pay attention. That shift is the result of you choosing to listen and become aware. You are moving away from confusion and closer to clarity. But you must continue in this direction. If you return to old habits and old patterns, you will lose the progress you are making. This is not a moment to relax into comfort. It is a moment to stay focused and move with intention. You have been protected in ways you did not even notice. Situations that could have gone wrong but did not. You thought it was luck, but it was not luck. It was protection. I have been watching over you even when you were not aware of it. But protection does not mean you can ignore guidance and expect the same outcome every time. You are being called to participate in your own protection by listening and acting wisely. There is also a decision ahead of you that will require clarity and courage. You cannot approach it with the same mindset you had before. You need to pause, reflect, and listen before you act. Rushing into it will only lead to confusion and possible regret. I am asking you to slow down and invite me into your decision, because when you do, you will see things you could not see on your own. You are not alone in this process. Even though it may feel like it at times, I am with you in every step, guiding you, correcting you, and protecting you. But you must stay connected to that guidance instead of drifting back into distraction. Distraction has been one of the biggest reasons you moved away from clarity in the past. This time, you need to remain aware and grounded in what you are being shown. You are being given another chance, not because you demanded it, but because you are cared for deeply. This is your opportunity to choose differently, to move with awareness, and to align yourself with the path that leads to peace. Do not take this lightly, because not every moment comes with this level of clarity. You are being warned and guided at the same time, and that is something you should value. I am not speaking to entertain you or to fill your time. I am speaking to redirect your life before something unnecessary takes hold. You have come this far and you cannot afford to stop listening now. The closer you get to clarity, the stronger the pull will be to return to distraction. But you must resist it. Type 111. If you walk by faith, as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. There is something ahead that you have been preparing for without even realizing it. And your current choices will determine how you face it. You have been given signs, moments of pause, and quiet warnings, but you treated them as temporary thoughts instead of guidance. I am telling you now that what is ahead requires you to be grounded and aware. If you continue with the same patterns, you will walk into it unprepared. But if you listen and adjust now, you will stand in a position of strength instead of confusion. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luck. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You have been underestimating the importance of small decisions, thinking that only big choices matter. But it is the small decisions that build the path you walk on every day. Each time you ignore what feels right, you take a step in the wrong direction without noticing it. Over time, those small steps lead to places you never intended to go. I am showing you this so you can begin to take those small steps with awareness and intention. There is also a truth you have been avoiding because it feels uncomfortable to face. You know it is there sitting quietly in your thoughts waiting for you to acknowledge it. Ignoring it has not made it disappear. It has only made it stronger. I am asking you to face it now. Not with fear but with honesty. When you face truth, even when it is difficult, you create space for change and growth. To accept change, you must also be careful about the influences you allow into your life. Not everything that feels good is good for you, and not everything that challenges you is meant to harm you. You have been drawn to things that bring temporary comfort but leave you feeling empty afterward. That emptiness is a sign that something is not aligned. I am guiding you toward what brings lasting peace, even if it requires effort and discipline at the beginning. There is a part of you that already knows what I am saying is true. And that part has been trying to speak up for a long time. You have silenced it with distractions, noise, and constant movement. But now in this moment that voice is becoming clearer. Do not push it away again. That voice is your awareness connecting with my guidance, and it is meant to lead you toward safety and peace. You are not being asked to change everything at once, but you are being asked to begin. The first step is always the hardest because it requires you to move out of your comfort zone. But once you take that step, the next one becomes easier. I will guide you through each step if you remain open and willing. You do not have to figure everything out alone. But you do have to be willing to move forward. There is also something you need to understand about fear. Fear has been influencing your choices more than you realize. It has been holding you back from making decisions that would have brought you closer to the path meant for you. You have been choosing safety over truth, and that has kept you stuck in places that do not serve you. I am calling you to move beyond that fear and trust the guidance you are receiving. You have been protected from certain outcomes. Even when your choices were not aligned, but protection is not meant to replace awareness. It is meant to work with it. You cannot rely on protection alone while ignoring the guidance that is given to you. There must be a balance between being guided and taking responsibility for your actions. This is where your growth begins to take shape. There is also a need for you to slow down and reflect more often. You have been moving quickly, trying to keep up with everything around you. But in that speed, you lost connection with your own direction. Slowing down does not mean you are falling behind. It means you are becoming more aware. When you slow down, you begin to see things clearly, and clarity leads to better decisions. You are being given another moment of awareness right now, and you must not waste it. Each moment like this is an opportunity to shift your path and move closer to peace. Do not let it pass by without taking action. Even a small step in the right direction can change the course of what is ahead. I am guiding you step by step, but you must continue to listen and respond. You have already come further than you think. Even if it does not feel that way. Growth is not always visible, but it is happening within you. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still reflecting shows that something inside you is changing. Hold on to that and continue moving forward. Do not go back to what you were before this moment. Stay aware, stay grounded, and stay connected to the guidance you are receiving. What lies ahead will test your awareness, but it will also reveal your strength. You are not being left to face it alone. I am with you, guiding you, warning you, and protecting you. But you must continue to walk with awareness and not return to the patterns that brought you close to trouble before. There is a situation forming around you that has not fully revealed itself yet. You have seen small pieces of it, small hints that something is not right, but you have not connected them together. I am helping you see that those pieces belong to the same situation. If you ignore them again, you will walk into it without preparation. But if you stay aware now, you will recognize it before it becomes a problem. And you will know how to step away. You must begin to trust what you sense, even when it does not have clear evidence in front of you. You have been trained to rely only on what you can see. But not everything that affects you is visible. There are moments when your spirit recognizes danger before your mind understands it. Those moments are not meant to be ignored or explained away. They are meant to guide you, and you must start respecting them. Type FAF to stand firm. There is also a person connected to your path whose intentions are not as clear as they appear. You have been giving them trust too easily, believing their words without paying attention to their actions. There have been inconsistencies, small things that did not align, but you chose to overlook them. I am asking you now to step back and observe more carefully. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. And not everyone who speaks kindly has your best interest in mind. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CI leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy-at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are not being asked to become suspicious of everyone, but you are being asked to become discerning. There is a difference between living in fear and living with awareness. Awareness allows you to see clearly without losing your peace. When you begin to notice patterns instead of isolated moments, you will understand what needs to change. This is how you protect yourself without becoming closed off. There is also something within you that has been resisting change even though you know it is necessary. That resistance comes from a desire to stay comfortable and avoid uncertainty. But comfort has been keeping you in a place that no longer serves you. I am calling you to move beyond that comfort and into a place of growth. Growth may feel uncomfortable at first, but it leads to stability and peace. You must also pay attention to how you spend your time, because your time shapes your life more than anything else. You have been giving your time to things that do not build you up or move you forward. Hours have been passing without intention, and those hours add up to days, weeks, and months. I am asking you to become intentional with your time. When you use your time wisely, you begin to build a life that reflects clarity and purpose. There is a need for you to reconnect with stillness, to create moments where you are not distracted by noise or constant activity. In those moments of stillness, you will hear guidance more clearly. You have been surrounding yourself with noise to avoid facing certain thoughts. But those thoughts are not there to harm you. They are there to guide you. When you allow yourself to sit in stillness, you will begin to understand what needs to change. You are also being reminded that you are not defined by your past decisions. You have made mistakes and you have felt the weight of those mistakes, but they do not determine your future. What determines your future is what you choose to do now. I am giving you the opportunity to choose differently, to move forward with awareness instead of repeating what has already brought you pain. There is something powerful about this moment that you must not ignore. It is not just another message you happen to come across. It is a moment where you are being given clarity, direction, and protection at the same time. These moments do not come often, and when they do, they must be taken seriously. You are being guided with intention, and that guidance is meant to change your path. You must also understand that change does not happen without action. You can listen, understand, and agree, but if you do not act, nothing will shift. Action is what turns awareness into transformation. Even a small action in the right direction can create a significant difference over time. I am asking you to take that action, not tomorrow, not later, but now. You are stronger than the patterns you have been caught in. You are more aware than you were before. And that awareness gives you the ability to choose differently. Do not underestimate the power of a clear decision. When you decide to move in a different direction and stay committed to it, everything begins to shift, but you must remain consistent and not fall back into old habits. There is also a need for you to protect your peace more carefully. You have allowed certain situations and people to disturb your peace repeatedly. Each time it happened, you told yourself it would get better, but it did not. I am asking you to set boundaries and protect what brings you peace. Peace is not something you should compromise. It is something you should guard. You have come too far to turn back now. You have been given clarity, warnings, and guidance that many ignore until it is too late. Do not waste what you have been given. Stay focused. Stay aware and continue moving forward with intention. I am with you, guiding you through each step, but you must continue to listen and act on what you are being shown. I am continuing to speak because there are still deeper layers you must understand. You are not being warned without reason, and you are not being guided without purpose. What you are hearing now is meant to prepare you for what is close, not distant, and you must remain alert. Type 888 to stay alert. There is a moment approaching where you will be asked to make a quick decision, and that moment will not give you much time to think. It will feel sudden, almost unexpected, and you may feel pressure to respond immediately. That is where many fall into trouble, because they react instead of pausing to listen. I am telling you now that when that moment comes, you must not rush. Even if everything around you feels urgent, you must create a moment of stillness and listen before you act. You have been placed in situations before where you acted quickly and later realized you should have waited. That pattern cannot continue if you want to stay protected. Acting without awareness has already led you close to unnecessary difficulty. And I do not want you to repeat that. You must train yourself to pause even when it feels uncomfortable. That pause is where clarity will meet you and guide your next step. Type trust to surrender control. Could a CIA-leaked brainwave ritual be the fastest shortcut to a life of luxury? Newly released CIA research has just exposed a jaw-dropping brainwave technique that's letting everyday people attract massive wealth almost instantly. This 7-second home ritual, proven by 4 neuroscience labs, is transforming debt into dream houses, cars, and luxury getaways. If you're reading this, consider yourself lucky. The page could be taken down any time. Click the link in the description and comments to unlock the secret before it's gone forever. There is also a need for you to stop seeking approval from those who do not understand your path. You have been adjusting your decisions based on how others might respond, and that has been pulling you away from what you know is right. Not everyone will understand the direction you are being guided toward, and that is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to listen to what you are being shown and follow it with courage. Approval from others cannot replace the clarity that comes from alignment. You have also been holding on to something that feels familiar even though it no longer feels right. Familiarity can be comforting, but it can also keep you stuck in places that are not meant for you anymore. You have outgrown certain situations, but you have not allowed yourself to move on. I am telling you now that holding on will only delay your growth and increase the chances of stepping into trouble. You must be willing to release what no longer aligns with your path. There is a part of you that fears the unknown, and that fear has been keeping you from making necessary changes. You have been choosing what feels safe instead of what is right. But what feels safe is not always safe in the long term. Sometimes the safest choice is the one that feels uncertain at first but leads to clarity and peace. I am asking you to trust that guidance even when it takes you out of your comfort zone. You must also begin to notice how your environment is affecting your thoughts and actions. The places you spend time in and the people you surround yourself with shape your mindset more than you realize. If your environment is filled with negativity or distraction, it will be harder for you to stay aligned. I am calling you to create an environment that supports your growth and awareness. This may require you to step away from certain spaces and choose new ones. There is also something you have been delaying, something you know you need to address but keep putting off. Each time you delay it, the weight of it grows heavier. That delay is not protecting you. It is creating more pressure for the future. I am asking you to face it now while you still have clarity and strength. The sooner you address it, the sooner you will feel the release that comes with taking action. You are not being asked to do everything perfectly, but you are being asked to do what is necessary. Perfection is not the goal. Alignment is when you are aligned, your steps become clearer and your path becomes steadier. Mistakes may still happen, but they will not carry the same weight because you are moving with awareness. This is the difference between walking blindly and walking with guidance. There is also a need for you to protect your attention more carefully. Your attention has been pulled in many directions, and that has weakened your ability to stay focused. When your attention is divided, it becomes easier to miss important signs and warnings. I am asking you to be intentional about where you place your focus. What you give your attention to will grow. So, choose wisely. You must also understand that the warning you are receiving is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create awareness. Fear will paralyze you, but awareness will guide you. You are being given the chance to see clearly before something unfolds. That is a gift, even if it feels intense. Not everyone receives warnings before trouble arrives. But you have been given that opportunity. There is something ahead that will test your awareness, but it will also reveal your strength. You will be faced with a choice that will determine the direction of your next steps. If you remain aware and listen, you will make the right choice. But if you fall back into old patterns, you may find yourself repeating the same cycle again. This is why you must stay grounded in what you are learning right now. You have already taken steps away from the path that was leading you toward difficulty. That shift may not feel dramatic, but it is significant. Every step you take with awareness moves you closer to stability and peace. Do not underestimate the importance of consistency. Small consistent actions will create lasting change over time. There is a situation that will soon reveal itself more clearly. And when it does, you will recognize the signs I have been showing you. You will feel a sense of familiarity not because you have experienced it before but because you have already been prepared for it. That preparation is happening right now as you listen. I am not leaving you unprepared. I am equipping you with awareness so you can respond wisely. When the moment comes, do not ignore what you feel because that feeling will be your guide. You have been too quick in the past to dismiss what you sensed, especially when it did not match what you wanted to believe. That has led you into confusion and situations that drained you. I am asking you now to trust what you sense, even if it challenges your expectations. Truth does not always match desire, but it always leads to clarity. If you follow truth, you will avoid the kind of trouble that comes from ignoring it. Type light to choose clarity. There is also a pattern of overthinking that has been affecting your decisions. You have been trying to analyze every possibility, searching for certainty before taking a step. But in doing so, you created hesitation and missed moments where you could have moved forward. Overthinking does not bring clarity. It often creates more confusion. I am asking you to balance your thinking with awareness, to listen as much as you analyze. Is it really possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked CA-backed study uncovers a 7-second money ritual that's changing lives right now. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience labs, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now living their dream lives. Luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You must also begin to notice when you are acting out of habit instead of intention. Habits can guide you, but they can also trap you if they are not aligned with your path. You have been repeating certain actions without questioning whether they still serve you. This is where awareness becomes important, because it allows you to break patterns that are no longer beneficial. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You are meant to live with intention. There is a need for you to reconnect with your sense of purpose, even in small ways. You have been moving through your days without fully recognizing why you are doing what you are doing. That lack of purpose has made it easier for distractions to take over. When you reconnect with purpose, even in simple actions, your direction becomes clearer. I am guiding you back to that clarity so you can move with meaning instead of confusion. You have also been carrying a fear of making the wrong choice. And that fear has been holding you back. You have been waiting for perfect certainty before acting. But certainty does not come before action. It comes through it. You must be willing to take steps even when you do not have all the answers. I will guide you as you move, but you must be willing to begin. There is also something you have been avoiding because it requires honesty with yourself. You have been telling yourself that everything is fine even when you know it is not. That avoidance has created a gap between where you are and where you need to be. I am asking you to close that gap by facing what you have been avoiding. When you do, you will feel a sense of release that you have not felt in a long time. You must also understand that growth requires you to leave certain things behind. You cannot carry everything from your past into your future and expect to move forward freely. There are attachments, habits, and even people that you may need to release. This is not about loss. It is about making space for what aligns with your path. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you create room for what does. There is a moment coming where you will be tempted to return to an old pattern because it feels familiar. That moment will test your awareness and your willingness to change. Familiarity can feel safe, but it can also pull you back into the same cycle. I am warning you now so you can recognize that moment when it comes. When you see it, choose differently even if it feels uncomfortable. You are being given the ability to see clearly before things unfold, and that is something you must not ignore. Clarity is a form of protection, and it is being offered to you right now. You do not need to walk into confusion when you have been shown the truth, but you must choose to follow that truth even when it challenges you. There is also a need for you to trust that you are being guided even when things do not make immediate sense. You may not understand every step, but you do not need to. What you need is trust and awareness. When you combine those, you will find that your path becomes clearer over time. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am asking you to stay connected to the guidance you are receiving. You have already moved away from the path that was leading you toward unnecessary trouble. That movement may feel small, but it is significant. Each step you take with awareness strengthens your position and protects your future. Do not go back to what you have already recognized as harmful. Stay with what is guiding you forward. I am still here with you, and I will continue to guide you as long as you continue to listen. But you must remain consistent in your awareness and your actions. This is not a one-time moment. It is a process that requires your attention. But that moment will carry weight, and the direction you choose will influence what follows. If you are not paying attention, you may choose based on habit instead of awareness. That is why I am preparing you now, so you can recognize that moment and respond with clarity. You have been in situations before where you acted without thinking, and later you wished you had paused. Those moments were lessons, but you did not always take time to understand them. Now you are being given another opportunity, but this time you are aware. Awareness changes everything because it allows you to choose differently. Do not waste this opportunity by falling back into automatic responses. Type guided to follow direction. There is also something you need to understand about the way you handle pressure. When pressure increases, you tend to rush, trying to resolve things quickly so you can feel relief. But rushing has led you into mistakes that could have been avoided with patience. Pressure is not a signal to move faster. It is a signal to become more aware. When you feel pressure, that is the moment you must slow down the most. You must also begin to notice the difference between what feels urgent and what is truly important. Not everything that demands your attention deserves it. You have been giving your energy to things that appear urgent but do not contribute to your growth or peace. Meanwhile, the things that truly matter have been pushed aside. I am calling you to shift your focus toward what is important, even if it does not feel urgent at first. Have you heard about the top secret ritual the government wants to keep hidden? Imagine if a single 7-second ritual could clear your debts and draw wealth to you effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 leading neuroscience labs confirm it's not a myth. Struggling families are moving into dream homes with total peace of mind. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a need for you to become more honest with yourself about what you truly want. You have been following paths that others expected of you, or that felt safe but not necessarily aligned with your purpose. That misalignment has created confusion and dissatisfaction within you. I am guiding you back to what is true for you, not what others expect. When you align with that truth, your decisions will become clearer. You have also been carrying a fear of disappointing others. And that fear has influenced your choices more than you admit. You have said yes when you wanted to say no. And you have stayed silent when you needed to speak. That pattern has kept you in situations that do not serve you. I am asking you to release that fear and begin to act with honesty. You cannot protect your peace while ignoring your truth. There is also something you must face about your own habits. Some of the patterns you are caught in are not caused by others. They are created by your own repeated choices. This is not to place blame on you, but to give you power. When you recognize your role in these patterns, you also gain the ability to change them. You are not stuck. You are capable of choosing differently. You must also learn to trust the process of growth even when it feels slow. You have been expecting immediate results, and when they do not appear, you become discouraged. But growth is not always visible right away. It happens beneath the surface, shaping your mindset and your actions over time. Stay consistent even when you do not see immediate change, because that consistency will lead to lasting transformation. There is also a need for you to protect your inner peace more carefully. You have allowed external situations to disturb your calm, reacting to things that did not require your energy. Each time you react without awareness, you lose a part of your focus. I am asking you to become more selective about what you respond to. Not everything deserves your reaction. And sometimes the strongest response is to remain calm and grounded. You have been given insight during this time, and that insight is meant to guide your next steps. Do not treat it as temporary or forget it once you move on. Hold on to it and apply it in your daily choices. Awareness is only useful when it is put into action. Without action, it becomes another thought that fades away. There is also something you need to understand about change. Change will not always feel comfortable, and it may challenge the way you see things. But discomfort is often a sign that growth is taking place. Do not run from it, because running will only take you back to what you already know does not work. Stay with the discomfort long enough to move through it. You are being prepared for something that requires you to be steady, aware, and grounded. This preparation is not random. It is intentional. Everything you are hearing now is meant to strengthen you and guide you toward a better outcome. But you must continue to listen and apply what you are learning. You have already taken steps away from confusion and closer to clarity. That progress matters even if it feels small. Do not underestimate the power of steady movement in the right direction. Each step you take with awareness builds a stronger foundation for what lies ahead. I am still with you, guiding you, warning you, and protecting you. But you must continue to walk with awareness and not return to the patterns that once led you toward trouble. Stay present, stay focused, and continue moving forward with intention. What lies ahead will require your attention, and you must be ready to meet it with clarity and strength. That alone is already changing your direction. Even if you cannot fully see it yet, I am continuing to guide you, because there is still something deeper you must understand before what is ahead unfolds. This is not just about avoiding trouble. It is about preparing you to stand firm when it appears. You are not being left unprepared. You are being strengthened through every word you are hearing. Type safe to stay protected. There is a moment approaching where your patience will be tested in a way that feels uncomfortable. You will want to react quickly to fix something immediately or respond without thinking. That impulse will feel strong, almost overwhelming, but you must resist it. When you act from impulse, you move without awareness, and that is where mistakes are made. I am telling you now that patience will be your protection. In that moment, you have faced similar situations before where impatience led you into unnecessary difficulty. At the time, it felt like the right thing to act quickly, but later you saw the consequences. I do not want you to repeat that pattern again. You have grown since then, and now you are being given the chance to respond differently. This time you must pause, breathe, and listen before you take any action. Type calm to remain steady. There is also something you need to understand about the way you handle uncertainty. When things are unclear, you tend to fill in the gaps with assumptions instead of seeking clarity. Those assumptions have led you to misunderstand situations and people in the past. I am asking you now to stop assuming and start observing. When you observe without rushing to conclusions, you begin to see things as they truly are. You must also become aware of how your emotions influence your decisions. Emotions are not wrong, but they can lead you in the wrong direction. If you allow them to control your actions, you have made decisions based on how you felt in the moment only to regret them later. I am guiding you to feel your emotions without letting them lead your choices. When you combine awareness with emotional balance, your decisions become stronger. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading everywhere so fast? New CIA leaks have revealed a powerful brain ritual that triggers instant wealth flow. This 7-second technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly changing lives. From crushing debt to dream vacations, this could be your shortcut to abundance. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is also a situation where you may feel misunderstood or unappreciated. And that feeling could push you to react in a way that creates more tension. You may feel the need to defend yourself or prove your point. But not every situation requires a response. Sometimes silence and patience are stronger than words. I am asking you to choose your responses carefully and not let your emotions take control. You have also been holding on to a need to control outcomes, trying to make things happen in a specific way. That need for control has created stress and frustration when things did not go as planned. I am telling you now that not everything is meant to be controlled by you. Some things require trust and patience instead of force. When you release the need to control everything, you allow clarity to guide you more freely. There is a need for you to trust that you are being guided even when the path feels uncertain. You may not understand every step, but that does not mean you are lost. You are being led in a direction that will protect you and bring you closer to peace. Trust does not mean you will have all the answers. It means you are willing to move forward without needing them all at once. You must also pay attention to the way you respond to challenges. Challenges are not always obstacles. Sometimes they are opportunities to grow and strengthen your awareness. When you face a challenge, instead of reacting with frustration, take a moment to understand what it is teaching you. Every challenge carries a lesson, and that lesson can guide you if you are willing to see it. There is also something you have been avoiding because it requires you to step out of your comfort zone. You have been delaying it, telling yourself you will deal with it later. But that delay is not helping you. It is holding you back. I am asking you to face it now while you have the awareness and clarity to handle it. The longer you wait, the more difficult it will feel. You have been given insight during this time that you must not ignore. That insight is not random. It is meant to guide your actions moving forward. If you listen but do not act, you will remain in the same place. Action is what turns awareness into change. Even a small step in the right direction can create a shift that moves you away from trouble. There is also a need for you to protect your focus more carefully. Distractions have been one of the main reasons you lost awareness in the past. When your focus is scattered, you miss important signs and guidance. I am asking you to be intentional about where you place your focus. What you give your attention to will grow. So, choose wisely. You are being prepared for a moment that will require you to stay grounded and aware that preparation is happening now through everything you are hearing and understanding. Do not take it lightly because it will make a difference when that moment arrives. You will either stand with clarity or fall into confusion, and that depends on what you do now. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "G and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.